Let's find Turbo Depths. There it is. Nice. Hey Jack, what's happening with Melbourne? Are you guys staying with webcam magic for now, or are you going to slowly transition into paper magic with a few stores opening? What's happening with Legacy in Melbourne? Up against True Hero. This is probably okay. We have crop rotation for we have 2 search abilities, one for Urborg and one for Dark Depths, so I don't mind this hand, but otherwise it's a little bit suspicious. It's definitely one of the slower hands. We also have Ghost Quarter for something like Wasteland or Caracas. But I probably don't mind this. Definitely slower. I usually try to mulligan pretty aggressively to a turn 1 to 3 win. And this is pretty close. Trop. Another scrying. I'm going to play the Bayou because then I can hold up crop rotation here. Preordain's going to be fine. Oh, did they just miss 2 lands? They didn't make a land drop? 2 cards on the bottom and they didn't draw a land. Preordain does see play in RUG, and if I wanted to be really aggressive, I could Ghost Quarter their Trop because they probably wouldn't play a basic, but I think I'd rather just stick on my game plan of trying to get this out quickly. They're gonna force this, that's fine. I'd probably get Urborg, because then I can next turn play Urborg, tap for Hexmage and hold up crop rotation at the same time. Needle's actually pretty interesting. I think I like scrying here again to try to find Urborg, which then I can play and name with Needle, name Wasteland. Oko is definitely the card that I'm scared of here. Everything else is pretty redundant, other than maybe Tarmogoyf as just a faster clock. I guess we also kind of have Oko covered thanks to Hex Mages. You're not sure opponent is playing Goyf? Ah, Strix, okay. I did not see that coming. Verdant, okay. I'm definitely playing a Hex Mage here, and then I think I'm just holding up crop rotation instead of playing a second Hex Mage. So I'm probably just tapping like this, and holding up Ghost Quarter just in case I need it. Hey Julian, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Vampire Tribal, let's go. Yeah, I feel like the you could almost call the guy in crop rotation a vampire instead of an elf. Definitely on the edge of being artwork for both, which is close. Sending people to Kenya again, very cool to hear. Congratulations on the Eternal Weekend coverage, very well done, I must say. Hope you enjoyed putting it together, because it obviously worked a treat. Okay. Yeah, I think it's better here to hold up the crop rotation than go for it with, or just play a second Hex Mage. Second Hex Mage has a little bit of play to it because then we can double block an Arcanist, but you get blown out by the one removal spell. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of work put into it. Bloodbraid Elf, interesting. So this is set up. Probably okay. They hit another Dreadhorde, that's going to be fine. Bloodbraid is not the greatest against a first striking 2-1. This definitely looks like Waterfalls, and they are just going for a pretty quick, yeah, attack. I'm probably going to crop in response to the Brainstorm. And I'm probably just going to crop away the Verdant Catacombs. So let's put this back. Oh, close. Yeah, crop, get rid of the Verdant. They have a Force, but now, because we play a basic in the deck, yeah, we do. We can actually... I guess we're not playing around Daze, but I think that's okay. This is a little bit rough. We're going to search for that basic. And then we're going to crop again. Nice. I assume they don't play Daze because of Bloodbraid. Get Depths. And now we can make the 2020. Now they get to Brainstorm. And they can't even submerge us, which is really nice because we got rid of the forest and the bayou. I guess they do have the Baleful Strix. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We do have Step in the deck, which we could naturally draw into. But otherwise, it's not the greatest. Gracchus, okay. Interesting. We can at least play the other Hexmage now to play around some sort of main deck sack effect, like Liliana's Triumph. Black, Hexmage. Interesting, they fetched for a black source, but then they used it to ponder instead of using one of their trops. So I guess that shows that they don't need the black source this turn to cast something. Looking for Oko? Yeah, that's very true. I guess we'll see what they went for. They chose to shuffle. Alright. They chose to shuffle. Haha. Definitely no blocks. Ah, Urborg? Okay. Yeah, Emerald, that's a great point. Another Bloodbraid. I guess I could Bloodbraid into Oko. Oh, they do! Oh! Feel bads. Feel bads. Yes. I guess we can draw into Dark Depths again, naturally. You could have sacked Hexmage in response to the Bloodbraid? Why would I want to do that? Of course, because the Oko resolves before the Bloodbraid does. Yeah, nice. Okay, yeah, that's a massive play that I missed. Now that's actually interesting. I think I'd rather needle the Oko. Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, I just didn't see it. So that's a great play. That's a really nice play. No great attacks here. I'd probably rather keep the Hex Drinker back. And also keep the Marit Lage on defense as well. But yeah, Emerald, great call. That's call of the night. I'm putting it down there easily. Yeah, I think that was me just seeing, because that's something that I definitely know about, but just seeing the Oko just made me just click straight through, because I just, you know, you see Oko, that's the card they're looking for. You don't really think of it as you can do anything. Okay. Nice. This means they can do some pretty weird stuff. Rough. I think this makes me want to Hex Mage the Oko. Just so they can't get some amount of activation off it. Maybe I don't care about that. Maybe that's okay. I can just use this second Hex Mage anyway. This is fine. Another trophy's pretty good. On Urborg, yeah. I don't have any basics left. No great blocks either. Hey Nuka. Yeah, sorry, I should update the title for sure. Here I'm probably happy to trade. Trophying the Urborg was huge. I think we just lose the damage here. There's no way out of it. We're definitely taking 9, and then we get a 6, and then yeah. So this is going to be an interesting one. Tom has a pretty good sideboard that I don't have access to right now. Yeah, I do. Let's be honest. It's gonna be an interesting one. I think Duresses can probably come out. They do hit Planeswalkers, but it's a little bit more. I kind of just want to be a little bit faster. I don't mind the decays. That's probably it. Safekeep is actually pretty interesting. I don't mind Safekeeper over a Not of This World. I assume they're on like bolts. Playing black, they're probably on some amount of sack effects like Liliana's Triumph in the 75. Yeah, I think I'm probably more scared of Oko with the needles than I am for Wasteland. This seems fine, the 4-4 split. But I will find Tom's sideboard guide in the meantime. This is interesting. Turn 1 Thoughtseize. Turn 2, we can go for Scrying. Yeah, I don't mind this hand. Especially Thoughtseize on the play, just to play around things like Veil of Summer. If I can steal a creature, that'd be great. And that's probably what I want to hit here, just the Strix. Hitting one Brainstorm doesn't do a whole lot. And at least the Strix, once it's in the bin, is probably pretty hard to deal with. Or pretty hard to get value out of. Maybe they play K Command, but that's probably the only way to get it back, outside of Liliana Last Hope, if they kept that. Alright, we know about Volk. Another Thoughtseize. That's pretty interesting. But I'm going to keep the Thoughtseize in my hand. I'm going to Scrying here. I like Scrying for step. They're going to Brainstorm in response, because they obviously think that we don't have Dark Depths in hand and we're trying to find it. So maybe they try to find Force of Will here. I think I just get Urborg, because Urborg also allows me next turn, if we draw Crop Rotation, to play Urborg, play Hexmage, hold up Crop. I don't know the hand now, so I'm going to close that. Commandeer would be spicy. 100%. Lotus Petal's also quite a good draw. It allows me to play Hexmage and Dark Depths. So Oko is the big card that I care about, which is kind of nice, because if I go Urborg here, or at least if I play Thoughtseize first and they hide Oko, I still have Dark Depths through Deathspin stage. So if I go Thoughtseize them, they put Oko on top, I take a card, they untap, play Oko. We have Vampire Hexmage out to deal with the Oko, then we can untap, play Depths, and we have it open with stage. Happy to force the Brainstorm. Yeah, I played Maverick in the first league, and this is the second league. So I should update the title now. Somewhere. I know I can do that. There we go. Nice. Thoughtseize shows K Command, Brainstorm, Brainstorm. I think it is just K Command because it can force the Hexmage. So I think we know about this. I think we actually know about a Misty instead of the... Yeah, 2 Brainstorms, Misty, Scalding. 2 Brainstorms, Misty, and Pluto Delta. Interesting they fetched, so they actually had no cards on top they wanted to keep. Which is pretty good for us. With a deck with Bolt as well, maybe there's a world where it's not best to keep Hexmage out. Maybe it's best to keep Hexmage in hand. Pond is fine. Play depths. Attack with Hexmage. I'm going to keep the pedal in hand. It might give them information that we kept it in. I don't really need it right now. I'm also going to use Thespian Stage to make the Dark Depths in case they have a sack effect. I'd rather have the Hexmage in play. Even though then we lose both parts, I think that's okay. They're probably playing Submerge. Yeah, they could definitely be playing Submerge. Which is where crop rotation really shines, because then you can get rid of the Bayou before you actually make the 2020. I think I'm okay playing into Submerge. They chose to shuffle with their last Ponder. They could have like Assassin's Trophy. What do they have? Yeah, trophy. Okay. I think I messed up there. I think in response to trophy, I can use Hexmage to target Dark Depths again, which then puts the trigger back on this stack. But we'll go past it for now, unfortunately. I can't? Yeah, okay. Hey Min, hope you're well. I am back. Thank you very much for coming in. Hope you're well. Hope the new house is going well as well. It's a lot of wells. Oh, there's crop. Okay, that's pretty nice. Crop's pretty perfect here because it allows us to play around Submerge. There was only stage with Yacht counters on board. Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I liked it a lot. To take on pants. Alright. Opponent fetching end step. What's this? Brainstorm. Okay. Yeah, it's always nice with Twitch chat when there's so many different countries in here. Bloodbraid. They did Brainstorm. Probably okay. Oko. That's fine. So here I might as well crop first. With Bloodbraid on the stack, because then if crop doesn't resolve, I can deal with the Oko if I really want to. They have the force. Rough. I guess the 3 life isn't too much if I just leave them with the Oko. Yeah, I think I have to just trade here. Unfortunately, I think taking the Oko off the board is better than having a free 3/3. But the issue now is that we have no parts of the combo. Okay, we have one part of the combo. And I think here we just go for Dark Depths, because then we have Hexmage and Thespian Stage as live draws. I could also wait a turn to get one extra draw, because then if we draw one of the pieces, we just have so much more knowledge, and we also have the mana to do it all. But if they draw one card, I mean, if they untap and draw Force of Will, they have mana for it. Interesting for sure. I think I'm going to take that risk and just take one more draw. Just because if I draw one piece of the combo, that's so much information. The issue is that because I didn't scrying and say get Dark Depths and play it, it means that this turn if I draw into say Thespian stage, I have to wait an extra turn to be able to combo off. That's pretty funny. Go for Dark Depths. Play Dark Depths. I could Ghost Quarter myself to get this Spirit Guide into play. But that's pretty meh. I guess I kind of want to make sure Crop Rotation is also a good draw, and also other Sylvan Scryings. Yeah, hey Sheepart, that's very true. I think there was a better way to do it than I did it, for sure. Big yikes. I think even next turn, it's better for me to have the Spirit Guide in hand as a green source than it is to play it and block this Bloodbraid Elf. Yeah, sadly, there aren't cards printed yet that give me the ability to play around both. Yet. Surely it's coming with this design team. Alright, 2 cards in my opponent's hand. We have one piece of the combo in Dark Depths. We have some pretty good draws. I will say that. We still have 3 Stage. We still have 3 Hexmage. We still have 3 Sylvan Scrying. 2 Sylvan Scrying, apologies. And 3 Crop Rotations. I guess we can also do this. Definitely in paper, if you can take off ice counters, do it. Unless you want to hold up something. Oh, maybe they're just holding up trophy here. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have. Yeah. Rough. Thoughtseize. That's interesting. They have 1 card left. Underground Sea. Cast this. Ponder's pretty good. See what they do. Chose not to shuffle. Rough. Royal Scions is pretty great here. Yep. I don't believe we have an out for this. There's not one card that we can draw into that does it for us. Unfortunately. I guess, yeah, Hexmage into Hexmage can do it, because we can block and then sack for the Scion. The Scion, sorry. Oh, it's got Trample as well? Yikes, that's a big yikes. Yeah, and Plague's too good. Rough. MVP there was definitely the Assassin's Trophy in both games. Just a hard card to play around sometimes. Maybe a bit of patience. Maybe patience is the key to Assassin's Trophy. So you have multiple ways to do something instead of giving your opponent the chance to respond to your one your one play. So little things like having both Hexmage and... Like in that instance where we had the Hexmage and the Dark Depths, as HG Butt pointed out, we could have gone for Hexmage first, and then if they trophy, we can then stage it. But other way around, it doesn't work. Tough. Always learning. That's the best part of Legacy. I didn't hit my head. That didn't happen. Rough. I know that Tom is playing around with a rainbow color depths list, which looks really fun. So plays things like City of Brass, Gemstone Mine, or Gemstone Cavern. No, Gemstone Mine, definitely. To play around Submerge, but then also have access to all your colors. The life loss isn't too bad because you're faster than a lot of the aggressive decks. Seems really nice. Seems very cool. Obviously, turn 1 City Brass might make you think of Dredge, which is probably pretty funny against some of the fast combo decks that might side in Graveyard Hate against you in games 2 and 3, or games 2 when they don't really see what's coming. But it also allows you to play some amount of Stifle and Flusterstorm, which is pretty cool, especially out of a a predominantly black-green deck. It's pretty awesome to have access to those cards. And I don't think anyone really expects Stifle off of City Brass. I think that's even more triggering than it should be. All right. Whew. Up against Decatith. This is probably fine. Turn 1 Inquisition, turn 2 Scrying for Dark Depths. Yeah, I don't mind this. Windswept Heath. Oh, this could be a Maverick person. Windswept Heath is definitely probably the most fair fetch lane that you see in Legacy. If you ever see Windswept Heath, I kind of sigh of relief because I know it's going to be a nice grindy game. And it probably makes me want to just go with Snow-Covered Swamp. Really depends. If I go Urborg and draw into Hexmage, that's kind of nice. Yeah, if I go Urborg first and then draw into Hexmage, I can still play Verdant and either Scrying or Hexmage. I think Urborg gives me the most amount of options. It is. Okay. Oof. This is looking pretty rough. I think it's the Knight because Knight can, of course, find Wasteland, whereas Ramanap only can make use of the Graveyard, which currently isn't that great. And at least they're pretty far away. They don't have another play next turn, which is kind of nice for us. Yeah, the Urborg's nice because it means we can, if we draw to Dark Depths naturally, we can play Stage and then also play Dark Depths the following turn. I think it's just Knight here. There's probably a heads-up play where my opponent plays the Knight of Autumn if they don't hit Wasteland early on and just gains 4 life to go above 20. And baiting an early Wasteland probably isn't the worst either when the deck's already pretty behind. Or at least doesn't have any acceleration. Alright. Spirit Guide. That kind of changes things. I think here I just want to go for Thespian Stage, Exile Spirit Guide, Scrying. Because we have the backup stage anyway. Dark Depths. This will probably prompt my opponent to play the Knight and gain 4, then play the Ramanap Unless they draw into Wasteland. Oh, their own stage. Okay, that's reasonable. Some Maverick players do play the Thespian stage matchup, so that's pretty interesting. I probably can just play the depths here. It kind of makes them not be able to tap out. Yeah, I don't mind this. This is going to be an awkward standoff because my opponent can't tap out. There goes the Savannah. I guess they get to get in for one if they really want to each turn. No, they don't. Okay. I guess we could draw Ghost Quarter. Hexmage. Oh, that's even better. Okay. How do we want to do... No, we can't. We still can't because we tap out of a Hexmage. In response, they can make it. So let's go for Snow. They have 5 cards. They have 2 extra cards. I'm going to go for the Duress here, just in case they have like a Green Suns. Or a Swords to Plowshares. Nice, Dougal. I'll take that one. So at least next turn we can play the Hexmage. Ooh, their own Dark Depths. Okay. This is like a game of 4D chess. I did not see this happening. You have to kind of laugh at this game, let's be honest. Thoughtseize, okay. So now I think we just play the second stage. Play Hex. Nice, okay. They didn't do anything, that's interesting. Oh, they're playing Ramen up here? This is interesting. This means they drew into something. Because we can combo off right here. Which is fascinating. I am going to go for it here. I guess they play a land in combo as well, but I'm probably okay with that. Yeah, this is a big Spider-Man moment. So they're gonna fetch now. And I wonder if they go for it. I guess one small downside of playing the second stage to cast the Hexmage instead of the Verdant is that next turn if we draw Sylvan Scrying, we can't cast it and get step. We need to play a green source first. So that's probably a misplay. Oh, Mum's huge game. But now they don't have a flying block. What? They don't have a blocker in the air. What's happening here? What's their out? Yeah, there's a Scrying. I should have. Do they have an out in the air? Scrib Ranger. Interesting. It has to be Scrib Ranger. Crop Rotation. Ah, Caracas. Yeah, I don't think we were beating that. I could copy their depths, that's very correct. Take that knight. And pass. Yeah, Caracas is rough. The difference if I copy their duck depths is that I don't lose mine, which is pretty huge. But I sack my Thespian stage with no counters on it, and keep my own. Right? If I copy their Dark Depths, my Thespian stage becomes a Dark Depths, alongside my own Dark Depths. So I sack this one to Legendary Rule, and then I get the 20/20. Crop. Do we run Caracas? We do. Okay. I meant to sack the snow-covered swamp there. That's rough. That's rough. I don't think we have a way out of it with the Ramanap in play. That's going to be a little bit too hard to beat. So in this matchup, I definitely like the Abrupt Decays and the Sylvan Safekeepers. I don't think the Duresses are where I want to be here. I do like the Pithing Needles, especially against the Knights. I can probably trim on Petals and Spirit Guides. Surgical's also interesting, especially seeing how they use their graveyard. I think I like the Surgicals over the Inquisitions. This seems pretty solid. A way to protect ourselves on both the battlefield and also from their removal, and then decays for some of their startup. See how this goes, and if there's a game 3 we can come back and think more about it. A little bit rough. Turn 1 Thoughtseize. One piece of the combo. Interesting hand. I'm going to see how it plays out. We do kind of have the second piece in crop. And then we have some nice information through the Thoughtseize. So this is a kind of a case of what can't I beat? I probably don't care about the Night of Autumn. I don't care so much about the crop. They have Green Suns and Dried Arbor. I guess crop is probably what I care about the most, to be fair. Because crop could be Wasteland from any moment. So I think it's the crop. We do have, yeah, Ghost Quarter for Caracas and other things, but most of those will have an impact as soon as they come down before we even get to Ghost Quarter them. So I think it's just the crop here. Flagstones, okay. Not the Spirit Guide. Interesting. So I could Ghost Quarter my own Bayou, get a black, play Hex Mage, and then hold up crop. That's pretty all in, but I am just going to go for it just to see how it works out. Because now my opponent has to have some amount of interaction this turn, or else we just get there. They drew Flagstones last turn, so they kind of have to have something this turn. And Green Suns for Birds of Paradise doesn't do it either because we have the step. They're going to play Reclaimer. That's fine. That's going to be too slow for them. Exile this. Crop this away. Get Dark Depths. Alright. Nice. Very cool. I'm probably okay just throwing back the same 60. Seems pretty good. Yeah. Turn 1 Safekeeper. We then have 2 pieces of interaction that are pretty late. This hand kind of dies to just like a wasteland. There's a world where I don't even play the Safekeeper and just hold up Verdant. But I feel like there's a better 6. I guess it has 1 piece of the combo and crop, so keep and bottom of decay. Oh, Wasteland, okay. Ha! Okay. That's pretty funny. What do I want to do here? I think it's just play the Bayou and hold up crop. Suva, copy the Wasteland? I'll copy the Bayou, okay. They do nothing? Wow. I guess we just hold up the combo again. Mum's okay, a little bit rough. Ooh, pedal. I feel like I have to deal with the mum now in case they untap and play a land and play like a knight or a Ramanap. They could have crop for step, but they don't. They're being really patient on this wasteland, and I really admire it. Oof. Yes. Delicate, okay. Ooh, Ghost Quarter. Green white once. I only run the one Ghost Quarter. I'll see what they find here, but I kind of feel like I want to be going and copying the Wasteland with Thespian Stage just to try to bait it a little bit. Temple Garden, okay. That probably gives me the idea that they're playing Field of the Dead as well. This is a really interesting one because I do want to tap out here for the Thespian stage, copying the Wasteland to see if they do anything. But I don't want to tap down the Ghost Quarter because if they Wasteland the Ghost Quarter in response while it's tapped down, I don't really have a great way to deal with the Caracas outside of drawing into a Not of This World. But I can play around that by going Elvish Spirit Guide off the Thespian stage. So at least here, if they sack it, I can surgical it first, because sacking is part of the cost. Look at their hand, and then make a play. Unless they like crop for Bojuka Bog on themselves. They do have crop, okay. That's gonna be okay. Just a Savannah? Surely not. Oh no, they got the Savannah off the flagstones that they sacked. Okay, now they get Wasteland. Okay. So they have Ramanap, Elvish Reclaimer. Okay, and now they have a Wasteland in play. They brought in Force Vehicle, which is interesting. Okay. Now Wasteland is on the Thespian stage. I think I allow this to happen. And then try to protect the Duck Depths. Because now I can crop away this. It's hard because they have the Ramanap. So anything that I deal with here, being the Wasteland or the Caracas, they can just get back. Interesting. Oh, okay. We get a space here. They get back flagstones. That's really interesting. I guess that makes sense. I was gonna say they might Wasteland us and then try to get back with Ramanap, but then we can respond to the first Wasteland with Ghost Quartering the Caracas. I think we take a draw step. I think we take a draw step and try to find Not of This World, because then that gives us an answer to Caracas at least. I guess or Pithy Needle. Pithy Needle's actually a pretty good draw here. Caracas. I think we really needed that draw to be something that wasn't Caracas. Now the issue here is that if they go... This came back Flagstones, that's interesting. Because if they went Wasteland on Dark Depths, we can then say Hexmage Dark Depths. But then they have Caracas, which we have Ghost Quarter for. But then if we Ghost Quarter Caracas first in response to the Wasteland, they can allow that to resolve. We get the 20/20, then they just play the Caracas. So that's pretty tough. This is a really interesting interaction where they already have a Flagstones in play, and ramming up allows them to pretty much draw a card every turn because it just gets a creature out of their deck, a land. Sorry. Yeah, Knight's pretty good. What if I go Ghost Quarter on Caracas? If they let it resolve, we can Hexmage Dark Depths. And then if they go to Wasteland it, we can crop for stage and copy Dark Depths. That works unless they Wasteland Dark Depths in response to us Ghost Quarter and Caracas. I think because of their board state, our only way to win this game is for our opponent to make a mistake. And I think that's the mistake that they have to make. That they don't go for Wasteland here. To be fair, even if they do, we then have crop rotation backup. We can let that resolve and then just crop for Dark Depths anyway. They're sacking it. Sure. The land's going to come and tap that they get. Please don't have Foundry that gains you 2 life. That would be insane. Stage comes in tap, that's fine. Crop for stage and copy Dark Depths. Swing for 20 in the air. I think this gets there. I think we got out of it. Please. Yes! Yes! Ah, nice. Okay. That was tough. That was one of those ones you got to sit back and just like take it all in. That feels good. Nice. I was gonna go to bed, but after that game, that is definitely not a go-to-bed situation. Nice. That feels good. That was a tough one with the Ramanap, definitely. I wasn't sure if my opponent was supposed to start wastelanding me just to make me do something other than get back the flagstones each turn. Pretty tough hand. Step's always something that you want in the deck, so Lage Emote incoming. I feel like this creature is the Lage of the land, whereas Marit is the Lage of the air. But perhaps. Perhaps a nice Lager Moat is needed. Yeah, this hand doesn't really do anything. Other than turn 1 scrying off Spirit Guide, but even then... Ooh. Yeah. Mana, 1/2 of the combo. An interesting hand, but I think there's a better 5. And this is probably it. We want the Urborg. I probably want to keep the Needle over the Knot of this World. One more. I think it's maybe the Verdant, but I do kind of want access to green mana. So maybe it is just Urborg here. Turn 1 Thoughtseize. I'm gonna go with the Needle. We do have 4 more in the deck, or 3 more. I guess we'll have 4 with the Needle. I think this is good enough. Hopefully. The Thoughtseize definitely helps. Oh, I'm going first. Interesting, I won, of course. It's gonna be Urborg. Urborg into Thoughtseize. Okay. This is an interesting one. Neither do we have access to removal for once they hit the bin. The Guile can look at the top 3 every turn but not draw a card, whereas the Reclaimer can actually tutor for a land. And I assume they at least have... Yeah, I'm going to go for the Reclaimer here. I think it's the Guile that I don't really care about. Yeah. Just because, although looking at 3 cards each turn is really powerful, being able to tutor for bullets like Caracas, which is definitely in this deck, or maybe Wasteland, or maybe Ghost Quarter, or maybe even Stage, is just so much better for my opponent. My only thought was, was it better to actually fetch for a Bayou? Because then I could play a land next turn and hold up Crop Rotation. But I think this is okay. Scrying, okay. Well, that actually worked out really well. No, it didn't. Ah, Scrying would have been better if we went the other way. It doesn't actually matter. I think we just play Stage here, because then next turn we have Crop Rotation open off the Verdant into Depths, and then we have the 2 mana for it, so I think we just have to not care about the Sylvan Scrying for now. So the Scrying's nice because it can find Dark Depths, but this setup just gives us it a turn earlier because we can play Verdant Catacombs. It's a green source, we can use that to fetch for Dark Depths. The Urborg means the Dark Depths taps for mana, which gives us our 2 mana in the end step for Stage activation, which means then we can win the following turn. Which is pretty nice. This deck's probably looking for Cloudpost, of course, but Glimmerpost to gain them some life. Do I think Punishing Fire decks can be good in the current meta? It's pretty interesting. The one thing going against Punishing Fire right now is it's very mana intensive, and it's also pretty bad against the large amount of X3s in the format, whether that's Dreadhorde Arcanist or Elks, or just some larger creatures. Even Tarmogoyf it's pretty poor against. I think there's some Punishing Fire decks that can do well right now if they look at the format and kind of twist around their removal strategy away from Punishing Fire and towards things like Lightning Bolt or Abrupt Decay, just to have a little bit more oomph. Here I'm pretty happy just to go for it. Bayou. Crop this away. Yeah, they didn't have anything. This is going to be interesting. I think Force is going to be good. Decay is interesting. Just for opposing Pithy Needles. I think we can drop on the Inquisitions. They probably don't have too many. I think Duress is probably better than Inquisition in this deck. Especially for some of the top end of the deck. Maybe not. Maybe it's a case of just dropping that down and keeping in these. Collector Oof is interesting as well. Maybe Oof should be in here somewhere and I can drop something like a Pedal. I don't mind this. See how this goes. I probably shouldn't be winging it so much with sideboarding, especially seeing Tom Hepp is gracious enough to make a public sideboard guide. This is pretty sweet. Yeah, this is pretty good. Thoughtseize into Pithy Needle is really nice as well because it allows us just to know what to name. And I think here it might just be... I'm going to keep the Pedal to try to go off a turn earlier. So I think we might Needle off the stage because if we draw into Urborg, we can go Urborg into Dark Depths. The question is, do I want to use the Pedal for Thoughtseize on this turn? And if I do I want to do it before I Pithy Needle? And I think the answer is yes. I guess the Pedal gives me an extra mana, but it's still going to be a while. I'm pretty happy to go for Pedal here. Because if my opponent has something like Map, or even a Force of Vigor, if they want to trade for the Pithy Needle, I'd rather make sure the coast is kind of clear before I play the Needle. Ulamog, okay. Actually kind of happy that I got that out of the way. It is a little while off, but this deck can get pretty big mana early on. Elvish Reclaimer. Cloudpost. Attack for 1. Pachuca Bog. Interesting. I'm going to go with Dark Depths here because if we draw into... If we draw into Urborg or a fast mana source, it's... I guess if we draw into Urborg, it's better. Otherwise, it's not. Because we could have just played the Dark Depths next turn anyway. But yeah, if they stage us, it's pretty rough. I guess they also get... No, Vesuva doesn't do anything. I'm going to go Bayou Pass. I'm going to play around an opposing stage. Just because that is a way for them to win the game and steal it off us. Because this Reclaimer is a very slow clock, thankfully. Needle. That's another reason to keep the Lotus Petal, I guess, because here, what we could have done is in response to the Needle, copied the Snow-Covered Forest with Thespian Stage, which means that my opponent would have had to have, yeah. That's actually pretty funny. Because now I get to cast the Elvish Spirit Guide, which keeps the Elvish Reclaimer at bay. Yeah, sorry. So in response to Pith Needle, I could have used the stage to copy Snow-Covered Forest, and then Thespian Stage in play becomes a Snow-Covered Forest, which means that the opponent has to name either Snow-Covered Forest or Thespian Stage with a needle. Snow-Covered Forest stopping the stage that's a copy of it in play, but not stopping the other Thespian stages in my deck, or naming Thespian Stage, which stops the other Thespian stages in my deck. Probably name Giant, okay. Oh, do they have a Primeval Titan here? Rough, okay. Well, that's a real threat. Just getting Cloudposts. I guess they have the eye. Thoughtseize. Yeah. This is a yikes. I'm gonna see what they have. Just for information for game 3. Glacial Chasm, okay. I'm gonna play this and pass. But yeah, Primeval Titan there is huge. And maybe a reason why we just have to be faster and should have kept in the extra pedal. Yeah, that's gonna be game because they can get 2 more Locusts, play the Eye of Ugin, and then probably search out and also play the Emrakul, which is pretty rough. Primetime is the biggest reason for green. Yeah, that's fair enough. I assume you also get some pretty good sideboard cards. I'm gonna drop a knot. I'm also gonna drop on Needles. Needles aren't that great. I guess Elvish Reclaimer is the big one. Eye, perhaps. Caracas, perhaps. Maybe, yeah, maybe it's worth keeping in an extra one. Oh, I don't need the Bog. The Bog can definitely come out. So maybe it is just Inquisitions, because they can grab a an early Needle, or even an early Reclaimer. And then try to go fast with these effects. Oof is interesting. I don't think Oof is actually needed. I think I would rather probably just the extra Needle. Yeah. Yeah, go fast, go hard. Hopefully. Need that like turn 1 Urborg with hand disruption, turn 2 Dark Depths and Hexmage. Well, it's a lot of mana, but that's about it. This is closer. Okay. With a turn 1 stage. And also Inquisition. But I need to, yeah, I don't have any colored mana. So if I go turn 1 Thespian Stage, I probably just name Elvish Reclaimer. Oh, okay. And then turn 2, I could Sylvan Scrying for an Urborg off the Lotus Petal. Play Urborg and cast Inquisition. Scry for Urborg. Yeah. Maybe Scry for Urborg is better turn 1. Keep in bottom the extra stage. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like that plan. Turn 1 petal, scry for Urborg. And just hope. Vesuva, copy Thespian stage. Pretty good. Oof. I think it has to be Needle here. They don't have a green source currently. And then I do want to cast this Needle. I'm probably just going to name Elvish Reclaimer. I guess if they draw Elvish Reclaim, I'm actually... They don't have a green source for it. I think I just name like Wasteland. Or maybe Caracas. I think it's Waste or Caracas because that's the only one, that's their only live draws. I think it, yeah, I think I'd rather name Caracas here because it's probably more likely. There's Cloudpost. They drew an expedition map? Okay. That's fine. Crop. So now they also have Force of Vigor for the Caracas. So they kind of have to use it here. They have Force of Vigor for the Pithing Needle, sorry. Probably getting rid of the greens? Ah, probably getting rid of the crop. Maybe it's actually the Ramanap. I think this just puts us back at 1 turn. Because then we can crop next turn for Ghost Quarter. Wow, they're going to pass back. Interesting. I guess they can still map for Caracas here and then just force the Needle in our turn. I do want to combo now because of the Force of Vigor. They can still just go and grab Interesting. They're holding up crop rotation. Okay. Caracas. They could also map for Glimmer Post just to gain some life. Huh. This is interesting. I definitely want to respond. Just trying to think of how I want to respond. Because we have the Caracas in hand. I can't let them lose the stage. Hey, Mighty Penguin, welcome. It was good, thank you. Really nice. Great to get some sun and some time out. I think I just want to go for the... this is tough. I think this is fine because we have our own Caracas. Yeah, I just saw Needle as well. That's a little bit worrying. Ooh, another Depths. Doesn't do anything here. That Force of Vigor is so good. Green Suns for prime time. Yeah. Yeah, sadly just can't do anything because they can force the Pithing Needle in upkeep. Okay. That's something. But we do know they have the Ramen app as well. We are super dead, yeah. We might as well play it out though. Oh, they had the eye? Yeah, okay. Oh, they have Natural Emrakul? Rough. Yeah, can't beat that. Definitely not just a hand that just wasn't fast enough, which is a little bit unfortunate, but that's always going to happen. The Force of Vigor did so much work there, just keeping us off our turn 3 combo, which pretty much went to turn 8 or 9, and they were able to just to cast their spells anyway. So that's just magic sometimes. Sun Dodger. This is kind of the odd part of the combo, but I don't mind it because of Reclaimer. I've never actually been able to draw Reclaimer in this deck on turn 1, so I do want to see how this turns out. Opponent could think we're on Elves, Maverick, maybe Depths, maybe Bug lands. There's definitely a few decks that right now are taking names. Huh. I don't mind just holding up the Bayou here. Sorry, holding up Reclaimer. To go and get Dark Depths. The next time we can play Petal, play Hexmage. I can just play Stage here, which is kind of nice. Maybe that's better than throwing out Hexmage, because Hexmage can't be countered. Haha, Mighty Penguin, you are incorrect. But definitely a good spot to do so. It would have been really nice for that. Maybe down the line. But yeah, definitely been talking about that stage of life. It'd be really nice to actually get a place. And yeah. I lost my train of thought. Because Boy just subbed for 19 months in a row. A huge thank you. Too good. Holiday was really nice, thank you. Really nice to get away. And just chill. It's always a nice part of it. Do a bit of nothing. What does my opponent want to do here? I am going to go for the combo here. I could wait a turn to hold up a little bit more. This is actually pretty interesting because I can go for Urborg here over the Bayou. Yeah, I'm gonna go like this. If they want to counter this, I'd be pretty happy. And I'm probably okay to attack here, because if they want to throw a Ice-Fang Quirtle into it, I'm probably okay with that as well. I'm trying to think of reasons not to. There's no real one right now. It also means they can't do something like a 20 life, play an Ice Fang, and then swords it to go to 21. Drop's okay. Hey Boyd, how's Tekken going? I see you on Twitter. I see you asking questions about getting better, and obviously I'm not saying anything about. I think you're already a very good player, but it's cool to see you talking Tekken on Twitter. Talking Tekken on Twitter. That should be the name of a podcast. With the fetch, yeah, that's very true. This is going to be interesting. They still have 7 cards, so I kind of feel like just going for the natural beatdown first. Hey Damo, a huge thank you for the tier 1 sub. Hope you're well. I hope you enjoyed playing Ant last night at Legacy. Origin has me for now, but I think once I get back, I'll be a little bit more into it. 2, 4, 6 mana. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have access to Thespian Stage Copy, Elvish Reclaimer Step, and also play Hexmage here. So let's do that. Now the Hexmage is pretty nice. Ant, sorry. Did I say Tess? You're on Ant? Okay, cool. Nice. Very nice. I hope you're enjoying the coast. You're on Tess, okay. Oh, I said Ant? I apologize. I apologize. You know I know you're on Tess. The better deck right now, of course. So this is pretty nice, because I think our opponent's trying to play around the Dark Depths combo, but we can just do a pretty nice beatdown strategy here of just chipping away with Hex Mages. Omen of the Sea. Okay. These decks are identical? Haha. Hey, Darkcloud, when are you coming back to Wednesday Night Legacy? If you weren't already there on the weekend. On the week. On the Wednesday. It's the same picture. Alright, Pam. Omen's pretty cool. ETB, scry 2, draw a card. They're not on Yorion though, which is interesting. Ooh, they're playing the Rip combo? With Energy Flux? That makes me want to speed up. So let's go... Copy this. Keep this one. Pedal. Nice. Okay, didn't have anything. Interesting. I haven't done any vintage drafts. I feel like that's something that you should come over for. We should have beers and we should go through some vintage drafts together. This is going to be an interesting matchup. Seeing what we just saw, I don't mind the Force of Vigors, but Abrupt Decay kind of does the same thing. I'm probably not going to be all in it, so I think just taking out some of the fast mana is pretty good. And the Sylvan Safekeepers actually seem pretty relevant over maybe Bog is interesting. Not too sure if we should do this. I'm probably okay taking out the Bog and just playing 2 Safekeepers. And maybe 1 Crop, just because Crop against the blue deck can be a bit of a blowout. But I do like this setup. I might actually bring in 2 surgical. They have main deck rips, so surgicaling Swords to Plowshares isn't really something we can do. Yeah, I'm gonna take out 1 force and bring in the 1 extra Safekeeper. I like this. This is pretty sweet. Whew. Maybe the second Sylvan Library, especially on the draw. I guess we'll find out. This is a pretty sweet hand. We have Hexmage and Crop Rotation for Dark Depths, so I'm going to keep it. Oh, they are playing Yorion. Interesting. It's probably good for us because, you know, playing 80 cards, it's probably typically harder to find some of the removal, like Swords to Plowshares, compared to a 60 card. Stage. Krakus is pretty strong. Rest in peace. Okay. Yeah. I probably should have played the Forest there, cast the Hexmage, and just held up the Crop. But then I'm a little bit afraid of the Swords to Plowshares, and we don't have a great answer to the Krakus yet, so not too much I could have done anyway. I'm probably waiting for my opponent to tap out off the Krakus. To be fair as well, I think against Turbodeps, you should be pretty afraid of the current mana that I have with 6 cards in hand. It's, you know, maybe not likely, but it's not too far to think, ooh, Hexmage. Sorry, Mentor is actually pretty interesting. That's going to be a tough one. Go for Bayou. I am going to play the Hexmage out here. Why am I playing the Hexmage out here? Yeah, I don't think I want to. Mentor is going to be a tough one. I didn't really expect Mentor when they had the Rest in Peace in the main deck. I thought it was going to be an energy field deck, which means that they probably wouldn't be playing many creatures, especially aggressive ones like Mentor. I'm going to protect it because this is a pretty great way for me to actually win this game, is through Safekeeper. Especially seeing they're down to 2 cards. Safekeeper right now is my best answer to the Krakus in play. It's a little BS. Oh, we'll just get a basic swamp because then at least we can cast the Hex Mage. Blood Moon's going to be a tough one. Definitely one I didn't think about. It's tough because Abrupt Decay is in and out because I don't have a green source, so I have to draw a green source and then Abrupt Decay and then Dark Depths. But that's 3 turns and I probably can't take this much damage. Yeah. We'll go to game 3. I'll definitely bring in the extra forces. Take out a knot, especially if I'm bringing in the safekeepers. And seeing the Blood Moons, I might bring back 2 pieces of mana acceleration. Sylvan Library is actually pretty nice as well. Probably don't need so many Pith Needles, seeing they're not playing, only playing Caracas. This looks pretty good. Nice. Just need a really solid hand of sort of, you know, turn 1 hand disruption, turn 2 hopefully Sylvan Library or Hex Mage with Dark Depths. This is interesting but pretty slow and no green mana. A little bit better, but obviously still pretty slow. I'm gonna go to a 5, and I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna bottom the Hex and the Snow-Covered Forest, and then just keep the fast mana with the combo. Oko's probably the big card here. Veil's a little bit annoying, but Oko's the card that I want to get rid of. And knowing they have Veil means that down the line Oko's going to be tougher to get rid of. Astrolabe. I'm gonna ponder. See what they do. Chose to shuffle. Oh, they missed a land? That's huge. They're gonna brainstorm. Okay. Misty Pass. I mean, if they have swords, they have swords. Nice, they didn't. Alright, well we can at least make this into a 3-2, which would be pretty cool. Definitely not the most... Definitely a lot of good plays. And a few pretty tight moments, especially against green-white depths. That was a really interesting match, especially that last game. Oh. But yeah, I think depths is obviously in a pretty nice place. Even in a format dominated by removal like Swords to Plowshares, it is pretty tough for a lot of decks to deal with. Oko is okay, but it is pretty slow. This deck can win in the first couple of turns. Again, just kind of an awkward hand. We have some nice protection and kind of both pieces of the combo, but I think there is a better 6 here. And this is definitely not it. Yeah, rough. I don't really want to go to 4, but there probably is a better 4. Okay. Bog. At least we can slow our opponent down pretty well. Not what I want to see. It's actually probably the Stitcher Supplier here. Obviously one of their best cards. I believe this deck still plays Altar of Dementia, so I can name that with Needle, which is nice. Double Bloodghast in the bin is pretty good for my opponent. No. Yep. Stitch it a third Bloodghast. Double Vengevine? Wow. They're going to cast the Gravecrawler and get back to double Vengevine. And then probably win the following turn because they put us down to 10. Yeah, we didn't have an out. Rough. Definitely a pretty rough hand. A Multifor is never going to be too competitive. But at least here we have some pretty good options. Surgical and Leyline are really nice. I don't mind taking out some amount of hand disruption. Needles are okay because you can get Altar, but I don't mind Abrupt Decays as well. This seems pretty good. I do want the fast mana because I want to be fast. I want to be faster than my opponent as well, who is also on a pretty quick deck. Yeah, I guess there are only a few creatures such as... or a few things like Hogaak and Vengevine, which you can take with Thoughtseize, but maybe aren't relevant. They might bring in things like Force or Vigor, which you can also grab, which might be timely, but a lot of the time that's probably actually correct, that Inquisition is just a bit better. I'm going to play the Urborg here, because then if we draw into Hexmage, it works out a little bit better. Yeah, exactly. I think the only reason you want to discard Gak or Vine is because you also have something like Surgical in hand. But I think if you're, hitting one of those, it's going to be pretty rough. Okay. I should definitely have Thoughtseized first and then Thoughtseized. Sorry, Thoughtseized and then Bojuka Bogged, but that was just a misclick. Yeah, I guess I can take the Stitches here, which actually isn't too bad, but this is another time where I could have taken the Hogaak and then exiled all of it. Maybe Nick? There was someone in Brisbane the other day, but it sold pretty quickly. Oof. Sweet. Know about these threes. Wayfinder's going to be okay. I guess I could hit Gravecrawler, then cast the Hogaak. They miss. I am going to Decay here because it takes them off one creature to Hogaak with. That's going to be fine. Yeah, I could definitely play it around Trophy. If I really wanted to, I could have Thoughtseized first and then just Trophied in Upkeep as well, just to make sure that that one card I didn't know about wasn't. Yeah, nice. I will make this change. I will bring in the Inquisition over the extra Thoughtseize. Although hand disruption isn't that great. Maybe I'd rather play to the board. It is nice to nab things like Stitcher Supplier, which is just so much better if you don't allow them to get into play, because then it's pretty much 6 free cards for your opponent. I'm not sure if I want to change anything. I think I might just run it back. Especially if I can grab an early Assassin's Trophy that they maybe kept the hand for. This is an interesting hand. Surgical's nice. The Knot of This Worlds can actually come out. That's yeah, there's definitely no reason to keep the Knot of This Worlds in this deck against Hogaak. The mana's pretty awful. We kind of have to go for Urborg for the Sylvan Scrying. I'm gonna mulligan once. This is pretty good. I'll keep this and I'll bottom 1 Verdant. This is actually interesting. Maybe I want the extra Verdant just in case I need a second black source for the Hexmage. So maybe I want to drop the stage. This is actually an interesting one. Krakus is great for Hogaak. So I kind of want to keep that in my hand. And I think because we have Hexmage, I'm probably happy to drop the Thespian stage. Yeah. Turtle Hogaak's pretty good. But we do have the Krakus, which is nice. Ooh, okay. So what we can do here is return Hogaak to the hand, and then Surgical it from the bin. That's a pretty nice play. They have trophy in hand, okay. Two trophies. Two Crocs are interesting. And then I think here, because they also have a Bloodghast in hand, I do want to Surgical this one as well. Oh, I had the black floating. That is a that's 11:30 p.m. kind of play. Yeah, I did have the floating. Classic. I thought I just used it. I didn't even think about it. It's pretty rough. I kind of feel like I have to play out the Hexmage here just to buy some time, because we know about Vengevine and I think Gravecrawler. If they draw a land, they can... Oh, they have two cards. It's sorry, Assassin's Trophy and you know what, Vengevine. Hey Wolf, a huge thank you for the 4-month sub. Very nice. I hope you're well. You actually went away. I hope you had a nice holiday. I think I have the time. So if they draw a land and play Vengevine, they swing for 7, we go to 6. We then die to the swing back because we can only block one creature. So we do have to go for Hexmage here. Damn, that 2 mana from the Surgical actually added up. That's rough. They didn't use the trophy. That's really interesting. And they didn't draw a land. I think our best draw is a hand disruption piece, because then we can force the Assassin's Trophy. Kind of have to block here, even though it's not great. Just to save some time. Or save some life. They hit Alter Land Satia Wayfinder. That's pretty good for us. Alright, hand disruption. Stage. Interesting. Stage is actually kind of nice, because now we can buy a turn around the trophy. Because if we play the Dark Depths next turn, Hex Mage the Dark Depths, they have to trophy it, and then we can stage it in response. Stage is a really nice draw, yeah. Probably up there with hand disruption. Ult is pretty good. But no attacks. That's really interesting. Needle? Needle? Oof. Alright. They kind of have to go off this turn, or we get to go off. What do they draw? Yeah, that's true. We did take the Hogaaks out, so I think ult is pretty hard to go off with. Especially seeing Bloodghast is also gone. And they missed. Dried Arbor, Faithless Looting, and Carrion Feeder. That's not too much to worry about. So we know that one of the cards in hand is Assassin's Trophy. We get to hit the Dark Depths. They can try to trophy it, and now we get to copy it. Keep this copy. Get the 2020. And get the game. Nice. Well, definitely nice to finish 3-2 at least. But definitely some rusty fingers on this end, to say the least. We can open a chest, which I'll be more than happy with. What are we at? Nice. Zozo the Punisher. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to that clan's controller. Interesting. 25 play points ain't too bad. Nice. This deck was sweet. I really want to try Tom Hep's Rainbow list out, which hopefully I'll get up sometime over the next couple of weeks. But that is it for me. It is 11:30 and a day tomorrow of work. A huge thank you to everyone who came in and watched. It's really nice to be back and playing some Magic. A huge thank you to my new subs. Really appreciate it. It's pretty astonishing, the support. So thank you very much. I hope you guys are well. If you want to find these videos, of course, you can find them at YouTube. I'll upload them tomorrow. You can find me on Twitter, if you want to find me on Twitter, and also at the Green Sun Zenith. You can find me. I usually do a Maverick monthly sum up, which is coming out hopefully this weekend. Just going over last month and any great performances, what sort of cards are being played, what sort of changes are being made, which you should definitely look out for. I will quickly see if anyone else is playing or streaming. There is some Vintage Cube. I'm going to send you guys that way. A huge thank you once again. A huge thank you to news followers and subs. Enjoy weeks ahead. Stay safe. And I will be back Sunday night. Max Mick. Nice. All right. Enjoy. We'll see you next time.
But I can't copy image or something. Open image, new tab. All right, well I just can't see the